Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. And today I want to show you 3 cool riffs that are originally done on the piano and have been transposed to guitar. Just to kind of show you that, you know, this is like a really cool thing to do, and sometimes there's really cool piano stuff that just sounds really great on guitar. So be sure to click the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is Imagine from John Lennon. So for this one, we're starting off with, it's kind of like a C voicing, but I'm going to use my first and second finger. So I've got my second finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and my first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. And my thumb is going to be playing the A string, and then I'm going to use my first finger to play the D string and my second finger to play the G string. So this is 8th notes, so 1, and then on the end of 1 I hit the A string. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and then on the downbeat of 4 I'm just going to move my first and second finger up a set of strings. So now I'm plucking the G and B string on the downbeat of 4. And then on the end of 4, I hit that bass note again. So that's our first measure. Now we're going to switch to an F over C. So if you just take your first finger and you move it from the 2nd fret of the D string to the 2nd fret of the G string, keep your middle finger where it is, and then drop your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret of the D string. So it kind of looks like you're playing like an E major chord just up a half step. And the picking is the same. So I start off, I'm playing the D and G string with my first and second finger, still plucking that bass note on the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and so. Okay, and then how we end that, it's got this little chromatic walk-up thing. So my first finger is already on the 2nd fret of the G string. I'm going to pick that and then do a hammer onto the 3rd fret and then the 4th fret. So these are 16th notes, and then this one's an 8th note. So that's all on beat 4. And then it just repeats. Alright, so the next one we're going to look at is Hurt from Christina Aguilera. So you're probably already thinking, why are you doing a Christina Aguilera song? Because this is actually a really cool song, and it's played on the piano, but it just really transposed to guitar really, really nice. And it's fairly easy to play, but it's one of those ones that kind of sounds harder than it actually is. So we're starting off, we have an E minor, but we're just playing the top end of it. So we're just playing on the D, G, and B and high E strings. So I'm just using my middle finger to play the 2nd fret here on the D string. And then I'm going to pick, so I'm just going to call off the strings. So 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. And that's kind of the picking pattern throughout this. So P, I, M, I, A, I, M, I, for those of you that know the Pima stuff. So that's our first measure. It's all 8th notes, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the second measure it's E minor over E flat. So all we're going to do is move that note here from the second fret of the D string to the first fret, and then do the same picking pattern. Back to E minor again. So that's the first three measures. Then we're going to go to a C. Now, your middle finger is already where it needs to be, so this is a really easy transition just to drop your other two fingers to make C. And now the picking pattern is the same, but I'm going to move from being D, G, B, and E. I'm going to move down a set of strings, so now my thumb is playing the A string, my first finger is playing the D string, and my second finger is playing the G, and my third finger is playing the B string. Same picking pattern. P, I, M, I, A, I, M, I. But again, we're on the different strings, so it's 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Then we switch to an A minor. Really simple, just move your third finger here. Same picking pattern. Now to a B7. So this voicing a B7. Second fret of the A string with my second finger. First fret of the D string with my first finger, second fret of the G string with my third finger, and second fret of the high E with my fourth finger. Now, we're not actually playing the high E string on this, so you don't need to put that finger on there, but that's just the full voicing of the chord. Same picking pattern that we just did on C and A minor. And then back to E minor again. E minor over E flat, and then it just kind of repeats. So the whole thing. All right, and then the last we're going to look at is Let It Be by the Beatles. So you may very well already know how to play this, just by strumming chords. But what I've done here is that this is so it kind of more follows like how the piano is being played. So this is fairly simple. So we start off, we've got C, and my thumb is playing the A string. My first finger is playing the D string, second finger on the G, and third finger on the B string. So we're going to pluck the D, G, and B string on the downbeat of 1, and then on the and of 1, we're going to follow that with our bass note. So that's got 1 and. Now for the downbeat of 2, we're just going to take our fingers and move them from being on the D, G, and B string, move them up so they're on the G, B, and E string, and then still the same bass note. So 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to switch to a G chord, and again we're on D, G, and B. And then now our bass note moves to the 6th string, to the low E. Move my fingers up again to G, B, and E, and then the bass note. So. That's the first measure. Now we switch to an A minor, and again, now we're moved from G, B, and E to D, G, and B, and then up to G, B, and E. Now here we got a little bit of a different thing, because again, this is the piano that it was done on, so we're adding in this note that they do, which would probably, it wouldn't be normally, I can't see this being something someone would really throw in there if they were writing this on the guitar. So on the and of 2, we just hit the open G string, and then we're going to drop to a F over C. So basically what it is, it's just your F chord, but we've got a C in the bass. So how I do it is I just take that F chord shape, but I move my third finger from the 3rd fret of the D string to the 3rd fret of the A string, and then drop my pinky This is like my favorite. This is pretty much exclusively how I play F. I just like the way it sounds. And then the same thing there. D, and G, D, G, and B. And then G, B, and E. That's the second measure. The first two measures. So starting on the third measure, it's just like the first. So back to C, G, and then on the fourth measure, go back to that F over C. My thumb is going to play the A string, my first finger's on the G, my second finger's on the B, and my third is on the high E, and we're going to play all of those together as a quarter note. So 1, then we're going to just leave our first finger where it is, and technically you could leave your third finger where it is too, but I'm going to move it out of the way just so you can make sure that there's no problems with visual here. You want to keep your first finger here so it kind of keeps you grounded so you don't get out of position. Take your second finger, put it on the second fret of the D string, and we're going to play that and the G string open together. 2, and then on the and a 2, you just take your finger off and play the D and G strings both open. And then C. And so when I do this C, thumb's still playing the A string, first finger is now on the D, second finger's on the G, and third finger's on the B string. And we hit that for beats 3 and 4 as it's a half note. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then it would just repeat. Alright, so there you have it. 3 cool, fairly easy, but really nice sounding piano riffs transposed for guitar. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. And if you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.